皆さんこんにちは。第2回キャリアトークが始まります。医療者の多様性のあるキャリアの実態を探っていくトークセッションになります。第2回のゲストはリトアニア出身で現在オランダで歯科医師をされているグレータ・ケルシーテさんになりますグレータさんよろしくお願いします。では最初にご紹介スライドからお願いいたします。
So I will talk today about my career path. Actually, I'm from Lithuania, and that's where I grew up, and I finished all of my schools. We have 4 years of the elementary school. Then you have to choose another school. Where would you like to go? And you just have to choose the gymnasium. In the gymnasium, you have to choose the last 4 years. Which kind of direction would you like to study? If you would like to study economics or history, then you have to choose another kind of subjects. For example, just history, Lithuanian, English, physics. But I wanted to do something with the medicine. I wasn't sure between dentistry and medicine, but I just chose chemistry and biology. And in the end of the year, I decided to do dentistry. So I was graduated from gymnasium in 2015, and I was able to get into University of Lithuania. The university is in Kaunas, that's my hometown. It's the second largest city in Lithuania. And the dentistry is like 5 years study. So after 5 years in 2020, I graduated as a general dentist.
Okay, so let me speak in Japanese now. まず小学校を卒業されて、その後高校になると思うんですけど、高校っていうのは多分少し進路を考えて教科を取るっていう、多分日本でも少しそういう教育システムあると思うんですけど、でそれをやられていて、ちょっと医学に興味があって、その医学に行けるようなコースを取られていて、でその後リトアニアの大学を進学されてっていうような形になります。
Yes, that's right. Well, I speak Lithuanian because it's my national language. English, we learn that at school. Everyone has to learn it. I learned Spanish because I did exchange program. So if you study in Europe, you can easily travel to another countries just to do some exchange program. So I did it in Spain, and that's where I learned the language. And then I moved to the Netherlands. So that's where
cool.
I learned Dutch. Yeah. When you are like in the second grade, so I think you're like 8 years old.
8 years old.
You have to start to learn English. My parents, they can even speak Russian.
Oh, cool.
Because of the history, because Lithuania used to be part of Soviet Union. But my generation, we don't really speak it. So yeah, we speak mostly only English.
リトアニアの方って 50% ぐらいが2カ国語を喋るみたいなんですけど、彼女はその、リトアニア語と英語を8歳ぐらいから勉強されていて、でかつ大学の途中のプログラムでスペイン語を喋れるようになって、で今オランダに行かれて、そのオランダ語ですね、その4つトリプル4カ国語話者っていうかなりすごいハイレベルな語学力っていうことですね。
ちょっと気になるね。日本語がどのくらい今旅行中で
どのくらい
喋れるのが気になります。
What kind of like Japanese words you can speak right now?
こんにちは。
こんにちは。
ありがとう。
ありがとう。
ビール。1杯。
一杯。
すみさけ。Excuse me?
すいません。
すみません。乾杯。
乾杯。
Yeah, not a lot, just a few.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Well, I have to say I learned Spanish and Dutch by myself without going to any school. And for me was the best method. Firstly, do you know the app Duolingo?
Duolingo.
Yeah. So just start with the simple app. And then when you have some basic knowledge, you can start watching movies, listen to radio, start to learn just by reading newspapers. Just open the newspaper and try to read it. And if you don't know the word, just translate it. And if you read it again and again and again, you will recognize, oh, it's the same words. And maybe it's also an idea to find someone who can speak the language you want to learn, and just to keep talking.
Yeah, that's true. So まずはそのオンラインのアプリケーションとか使ってこう基礎を学んで、でその後にちょっとニュースペーパー見て、それでこう言葉を学んだりとか、あとはドラマとかですね見て勉強して、でその後はやっぱりこう人とのこうコミュニケーションで外国語ですねを学んでいくのは大事かなっていうことですね。
Yeah, I think I can go to another slide.
Okay.
Because that's a little bit more detailed.
Your life history.
Yeah, my life history. So yeah, I can speak a little bit more maybe what I did while I was studying in dentistry. So that's the place where we met.
Yeah.
We were part of International Association of Dental Students.
Yes.
For 1 year, I was a member of editorial board.
Yes.
So I was just helping to write the magazine and just do all the marketing stuff.
Yeah, you work a lot. I remember.
Yeah. Then the next year, I became the editor. So I was just managing all the editorial board. Just as I told you, I did an exchange program in the University of Barcelona. And also in 2019, I was general secretary in IADS. And that's also the year when I graduated from my university. And yeah, because in Lithuania we have too many dentists. I heard they have also the same problem here.
That's true.
I was just looking for a country where I could move, where they have not enough dentists. And one friend suggested to me, maybe you should go to the Netherlands. Because she said, I know someone who could maybe help you.
Oh, cool.
So first I started to Google what's Netherlands. I have never been before.
Oh yeah? But like you started to thinking about moving there.
I started to thinking about moving there before visiting the country.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I just contacted the person that my friend said that she knows. And turns out that that guy, he's Dutch, and he also studied in the same university in Lithuania as I did. Because we also have some program in English for international students. So I contacted him and I said, could I go to the Netherlands just for a few months for like internship, to work with you, just to see what is the country, what is Netherlands, how everything works there.
You must know it before moving.
Yeah, exactly. And he said, yeah, why not, just come. So I just filled some papers and I went to the Netherlands. That was 2020. That was when Corona came. The borders were closed and I think they opened in Europe just 1 week before my flight was.
What? Just before closing the border?
Yeah. So then I moved to the Netherlands and firstly I was just doing the internship, working as assistant. And then I saw that I like the country, I like the people. And then I got my license there.
Okay, so that means like okay. リトアニアの大学に進学されて、でその後途中でスペインですねの大学に3ヶ月、3 months, right? 3 months in Spain.
5 months.
5 months. Sorry. 5ヶ月ですね。5ヶ月間留学されていて、でちょっとそこでいつか住もうかなみたいな気持ちもあったんですけど、でそれから今はオランダに引っ越されてるっていうような形ですね。であとその IADS っていうのをご視聴の皆さんは多分ご存知ないかなって思うんですけど、 IADS っていうのはインターナショナルアソシエーションオブデンタルスチューデンツっていう FDI って多分世界歯科医師連盟で皆さんご存知だと思うんですけど、そこの学生団体があって、 でそこの学生団体でちょっと私たち出会って、で彼女は最初エディターとして今そこの左上の写真にあるようないろんなマガジンを発行したりとか、そういうのをされていて、でそれからそのエディターのボスになって、でそれからジェネラルセクレタリーっていうのは日本語で言う多分副会長みたいなものですね。トップ2まで行かれて IADS のメインの活動をされていたっていうような形ですね。でそれで2020年にご卒業されてからはお知り合いの方が同じ、オランダ人なんですけどリトアニアの同じ大学に進まれていてっていう方がいらっしゃって、ちょっと来てみないっていうことで来てみたんですけど、今までオランダにも行ったことがないのにちょっと移住を考え始めるっていうなかなか大胆な形だとは思うんですけど、でそれで試しに行ってみたら、しかもちょっとコロナで国がもうギリギリ閉まる前に行ってみたらすごいいい国で気に入って、来られたっていうことですね。
So I was choosing between medicine and dentistry because I knew I wanted to do something with people with medicine, and I thought that dentistry is a bit nicer because you can work with your hands.
Yeah.
And it's more practical. As a doctor, you work a lot just with the books and you have to study with the books. You don't really have a lot of practice in your university. And in Lithuania, if you want to become a doctor, it takes 6 years. Then you become like a general doctor, and you still have to do like specialization, which is also like 6 years, depending on what kind of path
so in total
you choose.
It's going to be 12 years.
Exactly. And dentistry, it's only 5 years. After 5 years, you can go to work. It's not really necessary to do any further study. And as a dentist, you can work privately. If you want, you can work 3 days. If you want, you can work 5 days.
Yeah.
You can choose a clinic. And as a doctor, it's necessary to work at a hospital, and you cannot really choose so easily the timetable. So I was just looking at the pros and cons, and I was thinking that maybe dentistry is better choice. Yeah, that's why I chose it.
そう、歯科と医科でちょっと悩まれていたけど、歯科の方がこうなんていうんですかね、いろんな自分のワークライフバランスみたいなのがちゃんと保たれてて、5年間の教育なんですね。日本は6年間なんですけど、 Which Japanese like is study like for 6 years in like dental school. So,
Okay.
でそれででもこうリトアニアだと5年だし、でその後リトアニアの医学部だと6年間行って、でそれからまた専門医教育で6年間でトータルで12年間ぐらいの教育になるということを考えると、しかも手先多分器用だからってことだと思うんですけど、手先も使えるしっていうことで、歯学部に行かれたっていうようなことですね。
Yeah, and it's even harder to get into dental school than into medical school.
Done medical school.
Yeah, it's more difficult. So that's why I was also thinking, if I don't get into dental school, I can get into medical school. I think they were like, we have
It's opposite in Japan actually.
Opposite? Oh.
Medical school is more like difficult, right?
I'm not sure. I'm not Japanese. Sorry.
Yeah. We have not so many schools, only 2 dental schools in Lithuania. So in total, in one school they accept like 100 students, and in another school like 30 students. So in total we have like 130 places. And in my year there were 12 students in one place. So it means out of 12, only 1 gets in.
Competitive.
Yeah. So if you want to graduate from your gymnasium, from your school, you have to make an exam. And we had to make 5 exams, so Lithuanian, English, mathematics, chemistry, and biology. And depending on your score, the maximum is 100. So depending on your score, you are ranked in Lithuania. And then the best, for example 100, that's applied for dentistry will be accepted.
リトアニアって歯学部入るの大変ですかって聞いたら大変で20倍の確率みたいな、日本とは全然違いますよね。で大学2校しかないみたいなんですけど、その中でもそれぐらいの倍率を勝ち残ってきたっていうので、 大体試験は日本と一緒かなっていうの。日本語、リトアニア語、英語、マスマティック、
Mathematics, yeah.
数学、生物、科学ですね。6教科、ですね。なのでそこは一緒なんですけど、その中で勝ち抜いてきた歯医者さんということで、多分かなり優秀なんだっていうことが分かりますね。
Now the study is in Lithuanian, but the problem is in Europe, there are so many countries, right? And every country has a different language. If you travel outside Lithuanian, no one knows Lithuanian. So it's the same for another country, like the Dutch. If you travel from the Netherlands to Germany, no one speaks Dutch.
Yeah.
So English is like a language how you communicate in Europe, I think. And that's why everyone speaks English.
Okay.
Yeah.
なんかすごくその IADS って団体に行くと皆さんすっごいペラペラ日本じゃない英語喋るんですけどでその英語どうやって勉強したのってその学部教育が英語なのかなっていうふうに思ったんですけど、学部教育は英語じゃなくてそのリトアニア語でやるんですけど、やっぱりヨーロッパっていう地理的な事情でいろんな国が周りにあるので、コミュニケーションを他の国の方と取るってなるとやっぱり英語が必要ってことで、そこで皆さんベースができてるんですね。
Yeah. So I chose the university in Kaunas, so that's my hometown. It was very easy for me because I live there, so it's like 20 minutes by car. There is another university in Vilnius, that's the capital of Lithuania. But they don't accept a lot of students. They accept only like 30, and in Kaunas they accept 100. And also, if I wanted to move to Vilnius, I need to look for apartment. That was just more difficult for me. So, and they say Kaunas it's nicer.
Okay. 2校あるんですけど、どうしてそっちを選んだのっていうふうに聞いたら、家から近いっていうのと、たくさん100人と30人それぞれ2つの大学で受け入れていて、100人の方が入りやすいっていうのと、大学生なのでまだ18歳とか19歳とかの頃に一人暮らしでいろいろアパートメントとかを探すの大変だと思うので、なのでそちらを選んだっていうことですね。
Yeah, I always knew that I want to move. I don't know, I just didn't feel like Lithuania is my country, that I want to live there. If you live there for like 20 years, because it's a very small country, in the end, it's all the same. It's the same street, it's the same people, same restaurants, everything is the same, and you get
nothing
bored
new
of it.
Anymore.
Nothing new. And I wanted just to challenge myself. And I was just looking from the list that they have, and I was thinking that Spain is a nice country. They have a good weather.
Yeah,
they have a good
weather.
food.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and at that moment when I was reading on the internet, they said that they have a lot of work for dentists, and the dentists can also earn good. So I thought I could go to Barcelona, I could make some connections, and then when I finish, I can use those connections, those people that I met, and maybe I could find a job easier, or I could just apply for some specialization. And I don't know, I just liked Spain culture, and I wanted to learn language. So it's all of the things that sum up.
スペインに行かれたの、やっぱりその移住っていうのは将来的に考えられてたようで、そのためのちょっと準備というかコネクションだったりとかそういうのを作ったりとかするために行かれたっていうようなことですね。
Yeah, actually Spain was more difficult than I expected because I chose Barcelona. And I was thinking that Barcelona is just Spain. But if you go to Barcelona, actually people don't really like to speak Spanish. They speak Catalan. And even the university itself, like 60%, like 70 of the lectures were in Catalan. And that's completely different from Spanish. So, and if you want to live there, if you want to do business or buy apartment, you have to know Catalan. And also, so that was a bit like a language barrier. I was in Spain, but also not in Spain. And also in Spain, they have a problem that they have too many dentists. Even the Spanish people themselves, they're looking for another country to move. And I have to admit, in the Netherlands, there are a lot of Spanish dentists.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
So you finally can speak Spanish
I
there
can speak Spanish.
That's perfect then.
Yeah.
Okay. スペインで働いてみて、最初はこういろんな職いっぱいあるよっていうふうに言われて行ってみたものの、実際は結構スペインの方も歯科医師過剰問題っていうのがあるみたいで、それでちょっと難しいかなっていうのがあったっていうのが、そのスペインで働くことを選択しなかった理由ですねっていうことですね。
Yeah, we have like from the third year already clinical training. So the first year you just begin with some caries treatment, just oral hygiene, a little bit surgery, like not difficult teeth, you know, like front teeth.
Okay.
And on the fourth year we start with endodontics, and then you just treat a bit of everything what you get. So you get a patient, and if he needs an endodontic treatment, you can make an endodontic treatment. In the fifth year, we start with crowns and dentures.
You have your own patient.
Yeah. And what is really nice, if the patients in Lithuania are coming to the student, everything is almost free for them.
Oh, that's cool.
They don't have to pay anything.
That's why they want to take like treatment from these children.
Yeah, exactly. Because they know the students, they are slow. They don't have experience, but it's free of charge. So the people who don't really have a lot of money, they can go still to the dentist.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, 臨床実習ですね、日本でいう12ヶ月、日本と多分同じだと思うんですけどがあって、でリトアニアではその患者さんを無料でこう見させてもらう代わりにこう自分の患者を持てるっていうようなシステムを持たれてるっていうことです。Are you get paid from that?
No.
Or not?
No.
給料は出てます。
Getting paid by knowledge.
Okay. That's important.
Yeah, that's important. Skills.
Important knowledge.
We need to make two things. One thing is just like a final exam. So you get questions from everything, what you studied in the 5 years. It's like final exam. And the other thing, we have to make like a master's thesis. And I did my master thesis in zirconia implants. I was just comparing them to titanium implants. What was good, at that year came Corona. We didn't need to go to university, so I had a lot of time to study.
Yeah, that's true. So you finish your like paper and then you're going to take an examination to do.
Yeah.
卒業に関しては、卒史が日本みたいにあって、でそれでかつ日本とちょっと違うかなって思うところは学士論文ですねを書いて卒業するっていうの。彼女はチタンインプラントについての論文を書かれたっていうことですね。
We have a Lithuanian Association of Dental Students. So I knew that we are part of ETSA, European Association of Dental Students, and also IADS. But there was not really anyone active there. And I remember I just applied for editorial board just for fun to see how does it work, what it is. And at that time, I think Abanab was the editor. Yeah, I just saw, I think, an advertisement online or something like this. And as I told you, I always wanted to move to another country. And I don't know, I just like to be active. I just like to meet people.
For internationally.
Yeah. So that was, I think, the reason why I started this in the first place.
IADS って先ほどご説明した FDI の学生団体ですね。どのように知ったのっていうと、リトアニアの学生団体があって、そこで EDSA っていう日本にも APDSA ってあるんですけど、ヨーロッパの学生連盟とか、あと IADS とかそういうのがあって、でその中の メンバーの中ですごく活動してるメンバーはいなかったけどやってみたかったっていう結構アクティビティの高さですねがあるんですね。でそれで始めたっていうことですね。根底にはやっぱりずっと移住してみたいっていうような気持ちがあったっていうことで、それでやられているっていうことですね。
Of course.
Yeah, like
meeting a lot of people, meeting you. Yeah, there is so much I learned, I think. If I go to another country, I have connections.
That's true.
I think in all the countries, even Japan. Who would have thought that I will be here giving you an interview?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think it's only positive about IADS.
Yeah.
You learn some public speaking skills. You learn also to travel by yourself.
Yeah.
It's only positive.
その IADS で何してよかったですかっていうの、やっぱり人との出会いっていうのがあるっていうのはいつでもどこでも一緒かなっていうのはありますね。で世界中に歯医者の友達ができるっていうことですね。
You do need to have some paperwork done. Firstly, you need to learn the language, and you need to have B2 plus level language exam. There are some special courses if you want. You can take them online. You can go to the location. So if you have passed the exam, and the exam consists of 2 parts. The first part that you have to read an article, something about dentistry, for example, wisdom teeth, and you have to make a summary of like 80 words, not using the words from the article, from your own words. Yeah. And then the other, so they give you like a little patient doctor conversation, and you have to make a presentation about it, and you have to present it for 3 judges, and then they will ask you some questions.
Wow, that's a lot of stress, I guess.
I want to know about the question. What did they ask? Yeah, what did they ask about the question?
They usually ask something related to dentistry.
Oh, okay.
It's not that they want to test your dentistry knowledge, but they want to test your language knowledge. How would you explain that to the patient? Like the Dutch people don't like if you use caries because they think caries is very dental term, but they want to say like a hole.
Okay.
Like you have to try to explain everything in simple words. So that's a bit, difficult.
どうやってリトアニアから来たかっていうの、多分日本語診察能力試験もありますよね。海外から来た時、そんな感じですよね。
大体そうですね。なんか、質問されて答えられるかどうかを、評価するんですね。
見ていくっていうような感じ。
答えが正しいかどうかまた別の話なんですけど。
そうですね。なんかこうコミュニケーション能力を問うみたいな感じですね。でそれを、受けられて、で晴れてめでたく歯医者さんになられたっていうような感じですね。
I was really thinking maybe firstly to do oral surgery, but then the surgery is like 3 years extra. And then I was thinking if I will do it, in 3 years you can build your life here. You can build maybe your clinic, your patients, maybe you will buy an apartment. And then it's more difficult to leave something behind. And as a general dentist, I graduated and I didn't have anything in Lithuania. I didn't have anything to lose. And I also didn't have anything in the Netherlands. So, and if I don't succeed, I can always come back to Lithuania to build my life.
リトアニア卒業されてすぐオランダに来られたっていうことなんですけど、それでリトアニアに残ろうと思わなかったですかっていうふうに聞いたら、リトアニアにこういつでも戻れるっていうのがあって、で口腔外科に3年間いようかなっていうような気持ちもあったっていうことなんですけども、そうなるとその3年間の中でいろいろ他にやりたいことっていうのができるかなっていうような気持ちもあったっていうことですね。それですぐに行かれたっていうことですね。
So, in the group, so in our dental school, there were like 10 groups. And in 10 groups, there were 10 people. 9 were the women, and one is a man. So there were like 90 women and only 10 men.
Wow.
What I think the difference comes because women, they're working more, they're studying more, and men usually they are more lazy. They don't really study so much, at least in Lithuania. And that's why the ranking of the exams is better of women.
So it's just because of the like
of the
exam
ranking.
rankings. How about the medical school? Like it's also like women are more.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yes.
リトアニアの女性歯科医師の割合74%ってことで日本が23%なんですね。かなり高いのになんでですかっていう他に何か理由があるのかなと思ったら単純に勉強ができるっていうことでそれが違うっていうことですね。
In the Netherlands, so as you know the story, there was also a time when they had too many dentists, so they shut down some schools. And that's when the deficiency came, and then they opened it again, but they didn't accept so many amount of the students, and they regulated it. So at the moment, there are not enough dentists, and a lot of dentists are going just for the pension. So that's when the new generation is coming. And there are, I think, more foreigner dentists in the Netherlands than even Dutch people.
So like more international.
Yeah, a lot international, yeah.
It's gonna be easier for you, right?
Yeah, I'm only happy.
Yeah.
That's a good opportunity for international people to find a place. As I say, there are a lot of Spanish dentists from East Europe, like Lithuania, Poland. Yeah.
オランダの歯科医師っていうのはちょっと少ないかなっていうのがあってなんでかっていうと日本みたいに歯科医師の過剰問題があってその時に歯学部をたくさんどんどん潰していったんですね。で今3校になっていてそれによって歯科医師がすごく足りなくなっていてでいろんな逆にその国際的な歯医者さんが来てるっていうのが今の現状みたいですね。
I think I am the only one who moved to the Netherlands. But I know some people who moved to Switzerland, Germany, Ireland, Belgium, Italy, Spain. Yeah, the good thing is that our license, our diploma, is accepted in all European Union.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
You only,
European dentists.
Yeah, you only have to learn the language. But if you know the language, you can work in every country.
That's perfect. そうですね、リトアニアの歯医者さんの 27% が実は移住をしているっていうことで、それでいろんな国に皆さん行かれてるんですね。Is there anything like is there any reason for that, like for moving?
Why it's so easy? I think it's because European Union is just like one zone, so you can travel easily. And there's also like one standard for all of the universities how they should teach something. So actually no matter where you study, you still have the same knowledge and the same dental standard. Because when I was living in Spain, it's completely the same. If you have to fill the caries in Spain or you have to do it in Lithuania or in the Netherlands, it's still the same protocol. So that's really nice about living in Europe.
That's true. その EU での歯科教育プログラムっていうのは均一化されていて、でかつその免許が使えるっていうことで、それが一つのこう移住を多くしている理由っていうことですね。
I think I would like to open a dental clinic in the Netherlands. Well, I'm graduated in 2020, so it's only 3 years ago. I still want to build a little bit more experience. Maybe just make some more connections, and later open my own clinic and maybe work less, hire other dentists. I'm working as a general dentist, but I really like surgery and implantology. So I'm also following some courses in implant dentistry. So hopefully I can do more of the implants in the future.
まず開業したいっていうような気持ちがあるみたいで、やる気に満ち溢れてますね。 で特にインプラントとか、そういったところに興味があるっていうことですね。
Just don't be afraid to make a big step. Even if no one did it before, it doesn't mean you cannot do it.
Yeah.
The world is big of opportunities, and I believe everything is possible.
Thank you. 歯医者、日本の歯科医師ですね。皆さんに対するコメントとしては、そんなに一つのステップを踏むのに怖がらないでっていうことで、誰も今までやったことがないからっていうことで不可能はないよっていうことでいただきました。はい。じゃあ
今日これで、はい。
ですね。
ですね。
はい。
じゃあ以上で今回のトークセッションを終了します。クレタさん、本日はありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。